Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Della Chris, and today I'm going to show you how we budget and how we financially plan every month. If you're new here, we moved into this camper, 200 square feet, in order to pay off debt, and so I'm just going to show you what we do every month and how we kind of got out of our consumer debt and like what our financial routines are. So it's kind of like a budget with me, kind of like a financial plan with me, but we do this every single month. So I don't know when you're going to see this video, but I sat down to do this for June, and so I figured I might as well take you guys with me and kind of show you how I do it. This is just my planner, and for the first time this year I put my budget notebook in my planner, which I like because then I always have it with me. So I just have this. As far as my routines go, we get paid, my husband gets paid every month, and so we just do our budget every month. And so it starts with my phone. So what I do, because I think it's more than just doing a budget, it's kind of like what someone's routines are. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see this or not, but yeah, so I have like a, let me go back. In my folder, I have like a section that says budget notes, and so in the budget notes, I'll put like June, and as the month is going, as the month of May was going, anytime something happened that like I needed to make a note of for June, I would put it in my phone. So for example, our insurance, or we do like the Christian Share Ministry or whatever, it went up this month, and so I wanted to make a note of that so that we could budget for that. And also I needed to put in here to budget for our foundation, because we're building our home, and so we need to budget for our foundation. So those are two things that are different this month that aren't usually normal, and so I just put it in here. So you want to keep that in your notes so that then when you sit down to budget, you already have that figured out, right? So I'm going to flip you over. Also, another good thing is that because I have this notebook, I just literally can look back at the last few months and write down my categories. So now I'm going to like turn you around to the notebook so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Okay, so here's my budget sheet. Excuse my nails, but here's my budget sheet. You can literally just get these from Etsy. I think I got this from the starter planner. I don't know, but you can go on Etsy or whatever and get you some budget sheets, or you can just use a notebook. Literally, that's what I used until this year. Okay, so I list all of my expenses right here, all the way down. And the cool thing is, this is all we have. Once you pay off debt, that's what it looks like. Consumer debt, at least. And so we do our giving and our health insurance, our land, every single expense you have, you're going to list it here. Okay. Everything from food, you see I have food here, eating out. Now that we're consumer debt free, we budget a little bit for eating out whenever like things are crazy and we need to stop and get something to eat. So we have that there. Electricity, and then I have some blank spaces here. Now let me take you over here. When we had debt, I would do, let me see if it can get focused. I would do a debt update. And so I would literally list, let me show you. What you're going to do is, like, if you had a card, you would put Amazon, and you're going to subtract that payment for the month, and you're going to put, let me make sure y'all can see. You're going to put whatever is left. So if it's 3,000, whatever, because you need to be able to see these numbers go down. But since we don't have any of that, I don't need this. But if you are still, paying off that debt and stuff, you need to be able to see that number go down, and you need to be able to see if it's not going down. A lot of times I've called them and been like, hey, what's going on? And there was a mistake there. So people lose money from not watching that. So yes, in my notes on my phone, I'll put what has changed or what is different this month. Also, we need card tags. That's a different expense that we don't usually have. Oh, the sun's coming out. That we don't always have is the card tags. And this month our focus is the foundation for our house. So let me see if this will, sorry, the lighting is weird and the focus is weird, but that says 3,300. So let me bring you back over here. What I do is I will add it all up. I will find my total of all of our expenses. So let me go ahead and add our special expenses over here. Well, I won't add the foundation, but I will add, say, like the tags. Okay. And I'm going to add them up, and my total will be 2,905. Okay. And just a little tip, when you're adding them, I use the calculator, like the Google calculator, and because I like to be able to look here and see all of the numbers that I added. You can do this in an Excel sheet, but there's just an emotional connection for me to being able to write it down with my hand. I'm more likely to stick with it, and I gotta keep it simple. Okay, so once I get that number, let's go over here. I add up our total income for the month, whatever that is. Like adding, like put together anything I make, anything my husband makes, anything we make for a side hustling, all the things. And so then I put that number over here. Let's just say that that number is 5,000. Put it 5,000, and then I subtract my total expenses. So that's $2,095. Then anything like that is left over, so say this is our leftover, then you are going to use this to attack whatever lowest credit card you have, if the goal that month is for saving, whatever. So for us, for example, if this is what we had left over, this would go towards the foundation of our house, and it would go into savings. Then what I do is, once I have that number figured out, whatever our leftover money is, that's going to go towards our goal. Every dollar has to have a place to go. That's huge. I go in and I take my colored pen and I mark what needs to be cash. So gas kind of goes in my account. I have to manage that, and my husband manages his own. And then food and groceries, I manage that, and then my husband does eating out. So whatever has the purple dot, we will pull out in cash, and I know the total cash that we need to pull out. And then that's a whole nother thing, is putting that in my account, budgeting that weekly. I can do a whole nother video on that, but that's kind of how we manage that. Let me turn you guys around. And so that's really it. I know I've made that seem very, very simple, but here's the deal. The more you do it, the more simple it's going to be. Step one, you're going to write out all of your expenses, right? You're going to write down any cost or anything that's going to come up that month that is unusual, because you're going to know it. You're going to be on top of it. And then you're going to subtract all of your expenses from, like if you have minimum payment, credit card payments, you list those two as an expense, the minimum payment. And then you're going to subtract that from the total amount of cash that y'all are going to make that month or that pay period. And then you're going to take whatever is left over and you're going to apply that to your smallest credit card or whatever goal y'all have that month. So for us, it's saving to build our house. And so I put that towards the foundation, and you move the money immediately. So the dots that I put, the purple dots, we take that money out immediately, move it to my personal account where I'm managing the food and the budget and the groceries. My husband gets his, and then you go from there. We budget everything. Like before we were trying to build a house, we had date night money. And so we would budget date night money, and that was cash that we pulled out and we put into our account. And so if you're familiar with Dave Ramsey, you know, like he's big on the cash envelopes. Cash envelopes does not work for me when it comes to groceries, because I'm not going to, it's not worth it for me to have to get out of the car, go inside, use my cash, buy the groceries. It doesn't work for me. What works for me is having a certain amount set aside every week, and then going from there and just being diligent about marking how much I spent. And online grocery helps me stay on track, just like cash does anyway. So hopefully that was helpful. Don't get caught up in having the budget sheets. If you want to, you can order some on Etsy for very cheap, or just get you a Dollar Tree notebook. That's what I used to use, or go to Ross or something. But sticking to a budget is huge, and that's how we were able to get out of consumer debt. That's how we plan on staying on budget with the house and everything like that. So hopefully this is helpful. Ask me any questions you want below. I feel like I just ran through that really quickly and oversimplified it, but it really can be that simple. So let me know what questions you have below. I'll be happy to answer those for you. If you're new here, subscribe, and I can't wait to meet you. Talk to y'all later. Bye.